Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Time to get cracking. Did not make it to storage yesterday, so that's first on the agenda today. I'm gonna go jump in the resident truck, take something to storage, make a couple of trips. By then it'll be raining, start rebuilding cylinder heads. I doubt the battery's gonna start this thing. Hey, it fired up. I don't know why the windshield wiper's on, but cut that off, I think. Now I'm going to drive over to storage. I was ready to roll, started, fired up. Here it is, folks. About to fill up this storage as best I can. I got a rear end out of a C70 in here. I can convert an all-wheel drive to a front-wheel drive. Got a little storage rack, and I got a dash assembly and a dash pad. Man, these dash assemblies are so delicate, I had to make a separate trip for that. My second storage unit here in Cincinnati, I'm going to try to keep it down to 2. If I can, I'm going to empty this one out. In 90 days, I got to get this 850 rebuilt. So we'll see what happens. Whoop, whoop. I knew I had a set of rotors in here. Unfortunately, they are vented and slotted. I'm not a big fan of those. I'll use them, but not a fan of them. So anyway, I can't tell if this is gray or if it's tan. I'm gonna say it's gray. I can't tell. Getting ready to ship this flywheel to somebody. I was gonna ship it through FedEx. It's gonna be like $70, but I realized that it could just barely fit in a large flat rate USPS box, so I'm gonna ship it that way, and I'm gonna insure the heck out of it because they like to lose heavy stuff that tears out of the box. I'm gonna tape the box up real good, put as much padding in there as I can, and ship it that way, and hopefully it'll make it without any issues. So, flywheel. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this battery charge test that I'm gonna do. I got the battery tester and the charger in the car. I'm going to go grab that. I'm going to try to test it with the battery tester. If it don't test with that, I'll go ahead and test it with this multimeter. And then we're going to put the charger on it that I purchased and see how long it takes to charge up. I'm going to check it as often as I can until it says it's fully charged. Or all night, whichever goes first. Then I'm going to put it in the car, drive it. I'm assuming this battery's good. Put it in the car, drive it for a day, and then drain it all the way back down to 0, and then let the car charge it up to see how long it takes the car to give it the same type of charge that the battery charger gave it. So let me go ahead and grab battery tester and charger and set this where it can be charging up while I do other things. So here it is, a Valuecraft battery. I consider this entry level. I discharged this in the car all night the other day in an attempt to drain it down to 0. So let me go ahead and see if my battery tester will register anything on it. I should put the positive on first, always. Oh man. So I drained it down where it wouldn't even register, and now it was sitting outside for 2 days and it's at 9.6 volts. Didn't even drain down as far as I wanted it to. So let me find something that I can hook onto this thing to drain this battery down, because evidently the car had something going on in it where it shut down the car, wouldn't let it drain the battery all the way down. That kind of stinks. Alright, let's just hit OK on the tester. English. out of the vehicle before charge, regular flooded, cold cranking amps. 615 is what I believe it is. Yep, 615 cold cranking amps. Testing process like blacked out. It says 9.64 volts, 0 cranking amps. It says replace the battery. So we're gonna hit it with the ohm meter and go ahead and put the charger on it. So you take your ohm meter. Sorry you can't see it, the flash is putting a glare on it. Hook it up. I'm gonna roll this over to 9 volts. 9 volts is the setting I have it on. Let me see if cutting the flashlight off will do any better. Man, that looks a lot better with the light off. So we got 9 volts there. Has problem focusing with the light off. I'm gonna go ahead and put one on the positive, the other on the negative. I'm gonna use the clamp from the charger to hold it on there. So let me do that. Alright, I have a clamp holding it on positive. I'm gonna hit it on negative over here. Press it against there. And I'm reading 8.6 volts. So I kind of believe this ohm meter more than I believe the battery tester. So that's where we're going to start at. I'm going to put the charger on it and check it every hour. In this video, I'm going to be opening and using the No-Code Genius 5 battery charger for the first time. I apologize for the poor lighting that is causing my phone to adjust focus. Picked this up the other day. Tired of running back and forth to the auto parts store getting my batteries tested and charged. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and charge it. This particular model is supposed to be able to actually save batteries from near death, where some chargers can't. There's about 4 or 5 chargers that are supposed to be able to bring them back from the dead per se. So let's go ahead and open this up, hook it up, and see what it does to this battery. This battery is running a current voltage of 8.64 on my multimeter. As you can see, I have my multimeter set at 9 volts. I have a clamp holding on the positive. I push that on the negative post and I come over here and read it. It's fluctuating between 9.2, let's call it 9.3 volts. I purchased this from Amazon. I like to buy things locally to support my local chains. However, I could not find this locally, so I purchased it from Amazon. Got it actually the same day. Ordered in the morning, got it that afternoon through my son's Prime account. This is accessories that comes with it. Start dead batteries, whatever. This is the box that slid out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of here and grab the instructions, read over those, and let you know anything important that it says. So let me go ahead and finish opening this up and prepare to use it. This is what I got in the box. Instructions, important. Some kind of mounting bracket over there. Screws for the mounting bracket. The charging tether unit. The extension cables to hook it onto the battery, and this side plugs into your wall outlet. So let me brief over the instructions and get this plugged in and going. We are going to be charging what I consider an entry-level automotive battery. It is sealed. It does not have those caps. You can even open up and check the fluid level in there. I'm not going to force anything open that I see there. We're going to hook this up and charge it. And I didn't see anything in particular in the instruction. I'm going to remove the dust cap from here. I'm going to remove the dust cap from here. I'm going to hook up the positive first. Then I'm going to hook up the negative. Actually, the instructions say hook it up first, then plug it into the wall. So if you get any kind of spark or anything, it happens away from the battery. I actually like the feel of the grips on the clamps. Nice, wide clamps. Kind of remind me of jaws of a lizard. They feel like they do a good grip on the battery post. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the charger and then plug it into the wall. Now this battery was discharged almost below 3 volts. I took it to a auto parts store. They charged it up to 11.5 volts. I then put it in a car and tried to drain it down to 0. I left the lights on and the ignition on in the car all night. And the car evidently sensed that it was draining the battery and shut itself down. It did not drain it down as far as I thought. I let it sit for 2 days, and when I check it, it says 9.2 volts, 9.3 volts. Anyway, we're going to hook it up to the charger, try to check it every hour, see how long it takes to get it up to 14 volts. The connector here only goes one way. When you pull that cap off, there's a tab under there, and this actually clicks in. You can hear it snap when you're plugging it in. So it goes in one way. It's got a firm snap in. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug this in into a 120 volt wall outlet. I plugged it into the wall outlet and all the lights lit up as a test, and now it's sitting there with that one light on. So I'm going to hit mode, charging a 12 volt battery, and we're going to go ahead and let it run. It is now 4:16 p.m. It is still 4:16. It went from 1 bar to 2 bar. It is still 4:16, and now it's trying to light up the 3rd bar. I don't know if that thing is trying to charge this thing that fast, but we'll come back in about an hour. Wow. Now it's got the last bar lit. Maybe they'll just climb and go back down and climb and go back down. It's been hooked up for about a minute. I'm sure we're not up to 14 volts already. I'm going to check the instructions. I'm assuming that the charger just went from kind of filling the battery out to slowly and gradually going up to its full charging force. Oops. Well, it is 8:24. Approximately 4 hours later. Had an appointment I forgot about, Veterans Day gathering out at a VFW post. Anyway, all 5 lights are still lit on that charger, which makes me think it is still trying to charge this thing full tilt. So I'm going to unplug it, unhook the battery from the charger, let it sit 5 minutes, and then test the volts, and then test it with our battery tester and see where we're at after 4 hours. Now this is a 5 amp charger, I believe, and it charges the battery slower, which they say is more healthy for the battery. So let me go ahead and unhook it, let it sit 5 minutes, and check the voltage. In a couple of hours, my battery tester has almost added 3 volts to it. It's 12.06 right now. So let's go ahead and run a test on it. Sorry, this thing is bled out. Let me see if a flash will help. Flash kind of makes it worse. We can see it there. See what it looks like without the flash. Let's do it like that. Testing it. Remember, we had 0 cold cranking amps 4 hours ago. Now we're up to 475. Man, they say it's good. Recharge it. So we're going to keep it on the charger. Let's see what the ohm meter over here says. I think that ohm meter said something like 9.3 before. See what it says now. 11.6, 11.5. Oh, we got 12 volts on it. So we almost got 3 whole volts in 4 hours. So getting almost a whole volt per hour. I'm gonna let it sit another hour or 2 and check it again if I don't fall asleep. It is now 8:34. Plugged it back in. It is automatically starting on 12 volts. I didn't have to change the mode. So it tests the battery, I think, a little bit here. Gives it a little bit of a charge for about 10 seconds. And then it should go to the next level there. See how many seconds. I'm at 40 seconds now. This thing is trying to decide how much juice it needs to give it to charge up. It just gave it another bar. I'm at 1. See how long it takes to give it another bar. 8:36 in 10 seconds. I'm at 30 seconds. So that's not climbing as fast as it did when the battery was down around 9 volts. It's taking its time. I'm at 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and let you know if it kicks back up to 3 bars, since it's a little bit over 12 volts. I'm at 2 minutes since it started giving 2 bars. We'll just leave it there and come back and check this thing in an hour or two. Probably in an hour. So far, 4 hours and 15 minutes. We went from about 9.3 volts up to 12 volts. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.